Now that we've covered all the different ways that people in technology can try and hack into our computer information system, there's steps we can take to protect our information. Those being encryption and authentication. Encryption is a preventative control providing confidentiality and privacy for data transmission and storage. And there are two algorithmic schemes that can encode being plain text into non-readable form of ciphertext. That's where the receiver of the encrypted text uses a key to decrypt the message, returning it to plain text. Of course, these are just things to be aware of. Your IT department should be well on top of encrypting and authenticating any kind of your sensitive data. Let's take a closer look at encryption. Systematic key encryption is fast and suitable for encrypting large sets of data. Key distribution and key management are problematic because both the sender and the receiver use the same key to encrypt and decrypt the messages. Managing one key for each pair of users is not cost-effective given the large number of users among firms. We could have an asymmetric key encryption. This is slow and not appropriate for encrypting large data sets, since each user has a pair of two keys, the public key and the private key. Asymmetric key encryption solves the problems in key distribution and key management. A common name for asymmetric key encryption is public key encryption or two-key encryption. Looking closer now at authentication, it's a process that establishes the origin of information or determines the identity of a user, process, or device. It's critical in e-business because it can prevent repudiation while conducting transactions online. And what that is saying, it's just the refusal or the rejection of a duty. So, if you're thinking about maybe logging into your online banking, you don't want to, every time you try to log in, be prevented or rejected from doing your transaction online. You could also see a combination of the two methods of encryption and authentication, where both the sender and the receiver use the asymmetric key encryption method to authenticate each other. Either the sender or the receiver generates a symmetric key, called the session key, to be used by both parties. And the use of this asymmetric key encryption method to distribute the session key. And here's an example. The sender uses the receiver's public key to encrypt the session key and send it to the receiver. The receiver uses his or her own private key to decrypt the key, the session key. After both parties have the session key, they use the session key to transmit confidential data and information. This is because using symmetric keys for encryption is faster in data transmission. And all of this, if you're not of a technical mindset, is probably very overwhelming. But for our purposes, you will be in your career transmitting data back and forth, and you will be using these methods. And this is just an overview, of what is actually happening behind the scenes to secure that data that you are sending. Now, you could also come in contact with a digital signature. Digital signature is a message digest of a document or data file that's encrypted using the document creator's private key. So the digital signature can ensure data integrity and prevent that repudiation of transactions. To create a digital signature, the document creator must use his or her own private key to encrypt the MD or the message digest. So the digital signature also authenticates the document creator.